As Claire mentioned, I'm an area agent in community resource development for the University of Arizona, Cooperative Extension in Cochise County. And like Leslie before me, you know, it's great to look out over a room of people like this and see so many people I've worked with over the past almost 30 years here in Arizona. And I've been intimately involved with water issues virtually my entire 30+ years, working in various capacities, from wild and scenic river studies up to currently supervising our county's WaterWise program in Cochise County. So on the planning committee, when we were first discussing the overall theme and topics for this year's conference, what came up over and over again was a need to have really good representation from water interests outside of our larger metropolitan areas. And to show that water really is inextricably linked to the viability and sustainability of our rural areas, as much as it is for our urbanized areas. So I'm really honored to introduce and moderate our first of 2 community panels of the conference. And this panel is represented by a really diverse array of water management innovations and collaborations at the local level in Cochise, Pinal, Gila, and Graham counties, as well as the Gila River Indian community. In the interest of giving as much time to our panelists as possible, their individual bios can be found in the program. So if we stay on schedule, we should have enough time for questions and answers at the end of this session. Our panelists all have great insights to share, and to get this started, I'd like to first introduce our first panelist, Sara Ransom, who's the Deputy County Attorney for Cochise County and representing the Cochise Conservation and Recharge Network. This is a great model and innovation of innovation and collaboration that's taking place in my own backyard of Bisbee and the Sierra Vista subwatershed of the Upper San Pedro Basin. So with no further ado, Sara.
Good morning. My name is Sara Ransom. I'm very excited to be able to present on the Recharge Network. Just very generally speaking, the purpose of the Recharge Networks is that currently it's 7 sites along the San Pedro River, and the purpose is to, via recharge, build a groundwater mound around the river to sustain its flows. And so what motivated us to do this? We should have a slide that's not showing up. Okay, there it is. And so here we have the Sierra Vista subwatershed. It's actually right in the middle here, a little bit darker. And it serves a population of about 70 to 75,000 people. Groundwater is the main source. Unique features of our area that ended up prompting this, among a variety of other conservation and recharge projects, is we've got our border with Mexico. We also have Fort Huachuca. And so the border with Mexico, of course, we have international management complications, we have security issues, we have a large transient population with respect to Border Patrol agents coming in and out. Fort Huachuca, major economic driver of the area, it injects about $1 billion annually, and it's got a lot of, it's intelligence focused, and also our terrain is unique and reflects some of the Middle Eastern terrain, the countries that we fight with, so we have a lot of operations up there. And then we have the San Pedro River and the San Pedro River National Conservation Area, which is just a very unique jewel that we all want to protect. But we have a lot of complexities and a lot of competing interests, obviously, with respect to the unique features. They end up, however, creating unique bedfellows. Essentially, groups that typically would not bother talking to each other are forced into the room together, and we can't leave until we figure out how to come to an agreement and resolve the situation. We need the fort for national security and for economic reasons. And we need this river because it's a conservation area designated, and we want this river. It's an amazing resource. As a result, in the 1990s, a group called the Upper San Pedro Partnership was formed. It accomplished a variety of very important scientific advancements, but key to our discussion is the fact that they created kind of a hydrological model that all of the brainy scientists could pretty much agree upon. And so we could then moving forward, as we had ideas about projects, we could plug in and find out, is this going to be a benefit or is this going to be a detriment? Is this something that we should really devote our resources to? So that's been very, very important as we move forward. And from the Upper San Pedro Partnership, we've got the Cochise Conservation and Recharge Network going. It is 5 members, the Cochise County, the City of Sierra Vista, City of Bisbee, the Nature Conservancy, they're a great partner, and also the Hereford Natural Resources Conservation District. They are a ranching interest. And as I mentioned at the outset of the presentation, the goal is really to create these large-scale recharge projects which really pull upon a variety of source waters and build a groundwater mound around the river. And we have the 7 sites. A lot of them you'll see are focused around the border because our hydrogeology is such that the issues in Mexico don't currently impact us significantly, but right along the border they can somewhat, and so we've focused a lot of efforts down there. The Palominas flood control was our pilot project, and it just is a stormwater project with 13 basins, slows the water down, improves infiltration, and it's also been an area where we've been able to do a lot of experimenting and finding cost-effective means to improve infiltration. Do we need to use the really expensive equipment, or can we just dig a hole and put rocks in the ground? And we're happy to report that less expensive measures have been pretty successful so far. Horseshoe Draw is also, most people look at it and they say it's just a big, large pit in the ground. Well, it's a stormwater capture area, and it also it helps with some sediment control, and then will help to build the groundwater mound nearby. 3 Canyons and a couple of the other project sites are, right now, but 3 Canyons is just a conservation easement. It was set for development. We were able to acquire it and place conservation and turn off the significant agriculture pumping that was occurring right there. And we've precluded, I think it's near 3,000 acre feet. It's under that, but nearly 3,000 acre feet of pumping has been precluded as a result. Riverstone is a unique project that it combines both urban enhanced runoff, so making sure we maximize the benefit of development, and it's one of those ironies where development and river health can run hand in hand if you work hard at it. And so it relies upon a very large scale development going in right behind it that's known as the tribute development. It's been the subject of a recent Supreme Court opinion here in Arizona. And once it's built, they will also be having a water plant, and that will support the river flows. The EOP has been in existence since 2002. It recharges 2,700 acre feet a year, and Bella Vista is also a precluded development that will be a recharge project via stormwater flows. And then we've also made sure to focus on the Baba Kamari River, a major tributary, and we have a conservation easement right there. The major takeaway is that this modeling that we were able to develop and the projects, which we've been able to obtain funding for, some of them are still in process and some of them are completed, is that these sites, as existing and once completed, will sustain the base flows of the San Pedro River at the key reaches at which they're positioned out to the year 2075 with a recharge injection of just 4,600 to 5,100 acre feet annually. So while it's one of many necessary conservation measures, but it represents a very effective management approach because it maintains, and in some areas is projected to improve, the Sprinka habitat and flows while allowing for responsible economic growth in the community. And that's all I had.